My dear learners, Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. This is Saiful Islam, an assistant teacher of Regional High School of Bangladesh, and you are most welcome in my Saiful English Academy. Learners, I hope that you are very fine by the grace of Allah and watched my previous classes smartly and with the reference of my previous classes. Today's class have been present in front of you with the universal class named assertive sentence. Assertive sentence. So, my dear learners, knowledge, take a look at the board and try to understand. My dear learners, before finishing today's class, at first I want to review my previous class. My dear learners, in my previous classes, you were told about what's a sentence. What's a sentence? You are told that, my dear learners, a sentence is a group of words which makes in complete sense. Complete sense. You are told that, my dear learners, about the classification of a sentence according to meaning. You are told that, my dear learners, according to meaning, we can classify a sentence into five ways. Into five ways. Number one was assertive sentence. Number two, interrogative sentence. Number three, imperative sentence. Number four, optative sentence. Number five, exclamatory sentence. Exclamatory sentence. And with the reference of my previous classes, this class have been present in front of you with the environment and class. So, my dear learners, take a look at the board and try to understand. But before starting today's class, I want to declare some today's class. Magellanus. And today's class, in this class, I'm trying to show you about definition of an assertive sentence. Assertive sentence. Secondly, my dear learners, I'm trying to show you about classification of an assertive sentence. Assertive sentence. Thirdly, my dear learners, I'm trying to show you about definition of them with examples. Fourthly, I'm trying to show you about difference between affirmative and negative sentence. And finally, my dear learners, I'm trying to show you about selection way of an assertive sentence. Assertive sentence. So, my dear learners, knowledge, take a look at the board and try to understand. At first, I'm trying to clarify about definition of an assertive sentence. If we want to define an assertive sentence, we can say that, my dear learners, an assertive sentence is a type of sentence which makes a statement. Okay, my dear learners, if you want to define an assertive sentence, we can say that, my dear learners, an assertive sentence is a type of sentence which makes a statement of the you have understood clearly. My dear learners, now I'm trying to clarify about classification of a sentence. Classification of an assertive sentence. So, my dear learners, take a look at the board and try to understand classification of an assertive sentence. My dear learners, you'll have to mind that, my dear learners, we can classify an assertive sentence into two ways. Two ways. Number one, affirmative sentence. Number two, negative sentence. Okay, my dear learners, that you have understood clearly. We can classify an assertive sentence into two ways. My dear learners, number one, affirmative sentence. Number two, negative sentence. My dear learners, now I'm trying to clarify about the definition of them. My dear learners, if we want to define an affirmative sentence, we can say that, my dear learners, an affirmative sentence is a type of an assertive sentence which makes the sense of affirmation. Okay, Medellins, if we want to define an affirmative sentence, we can say that, Medellins, an affirmative sentence is a type of an assertive sentence which makes the sense of affirmation. Affirmation. And now I'm trying to show you some examples of an affirmative sentence. Medellins, Raisa is a good student. Abdullah is an honest boy. Okay, learners, take a look at the board and try to understand. So, both examples, that means both sentences are makes the sense of affirmative. In this sense, we can call both sentences are called affirmative sentence. Affirmative sentence of that you have understood clearly. Media learners, now I am trying to clarify about definition of a negative sentence. If we want to define negative sentence, we can say that negative sentence is a type of an assertive sentence which makes the sense of negation. Okay, medianers of the chore you have understood clearly. If you want to define negative sentence, you can say that, my dear learners, negative sentence is a type of an assertive sentence which makes the sense of negation. Okay, my dear learners of the chore you have understood clearly. Now I'm trying to show you some example with the reference of this definition of a negative sentence. Rohim is not a good boy. I was not ill. Yes, sure. Okay, details. Hope that you have understood clearly. First example is my children's. Rahim is not a good boy. Second example, I was not ill. Yes, ta jai. Yes, ta jai. My dear learners, take a look at the board and try to understand. Both sentence expresses the sense of negation, but this sentence, of course, an assertive sentence because this sentence is started with subject and final ended with a not full stop. This was the discussion matter of our previous classes of that you have understood clearly. Maintenance. So now I'm trying to show you about uh, difference between them. Difference between them. Difference between them. Maintenance. If we want to about difference between affirmative sentence, we have to mind that affirmative sentence makes the sense of affirmation. Okay, Mediterranean, but negative sentence makes the sense of negation. Okay, My dear learners, that you have understood well. Affirmative sentence make the sense of affirmation, but negative sentence makes the sense of negation. But it's a remarkable thing that, my dear learners, both sentences are included of an assertive sentence. My dear learners, finally, I'm trying to show you about your selection of an assertive sentence. Selection oil of an assertive sentence. Magellanus left to mind that there is only one way of selection of an assertive sentence, such as starting word, subject, and finally ended with the notes of full stop. Okay, Magellanus, that you have understood clearly. There is only one way of selection of an assertive sentence. And the way is that starting word, subject, and finally ended with the notes of full stop. Of course, you have understood clearly because such kinds of discussion matter was my previous classes and what subject. Now my question, what subject? I know that you can reply my question, but I want to share something because you had told about subject. What's the subject in my previous classes? My dear learners, you told that. In my previous classes, a subject is a main part of a sentence which acts everything of a sentence. Okay, my dear learners, that you have understood clearly, and it's a remarkable thing that, my dear learners, only two philosophies, such as noun and number two pronoun. These two type of philosophies can be used in a sentence as a subject. Okay, my dear learners, that you have understood clearly. My dear learners, I don't want to learn in today's class, but I want to share some information about myself with you, my dear learners. Of course, you know that I'm a new teacher in YouTube channel, and I'm trying to use English conversation at the time of making various kinds of video classes. So, my dear learners, if you notice any faults or mistakes in the midst of my video classes, please excuse me and refresh all matters so that I can help you. I can call all forage you serve you in this way from my video classes throughout my life. So, my dear learners, know today come to see you again with a new class. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.